we'll look at a scenario in which the 15th strongest nation becomes a world power in 2023. The country and 15th strongest nation, the mystery country, is Ukraine. And them suddenly becoming a superpower would be very beneficial. Why am I saying this? Because right now they are currently locked in a war with the Russian Federation, which illegally occupies Crimea with cold water, warm water ports. This would be very good if Ukraine managed to get it back. But another thing is, if they became a world power, Russia would be in trouble. Like a literal checkmate. If you think of it as that. They may occupy this, but even Ukraine wasn't that strong at the beginning of the war, but due to funneling of Western weapons, their capabilities have greatly increased, allowing them to kind of push Russia back, but not exactly yet. But if they became a world power, their offensive into the Donbass region by Ukraine would be good, and an offensive in the southern Russia, if their capabilities increased to this level. They would have Russia ousted. And instead of going for the Donbass region, one way that would checkmate the Putin regime, the Ukrainians would think, I would say, is taking Crimea, because Crimea has Sevastopol, and it's a big deal for the Kremlin's power. And they might even invade Russia itself if they have this much power. With Ukraine stretching its might into southern Russia. Southern Russia is a strong part of Russia, but it's also pretty skinny. At this point, Ukraine would take all access to the Azov Sea and move down to connect with the country of Georgia. At this point, they're also probably advancing steadily across Russia, with another spearhead, one to cut Russia in two and one to take Volgorod. The one to cut Russia in two went well. Now this one, Russia wasn't ready. And defeat after defeat continues to take place until the Putin regime is ousted from power and a new government is put in place. This new government decides Ukraine is too strong for them. Yep, exactly. You heard that right. They think Russia's too strong. Ukraine's too strong for Russia. Yep, that's it. As the new border is greatly in the favor of Ukraine, as Ukraine has stretched into southern Russia and has taken Crimea back, which is great. And they're stretched right into giving Russia only access to one sea, basically making Russia weak. And Russia no longer will protect the country of Belarus, and Ukraine sees this as a great opportunity. Why would a Ukrainian superpower be like this? Probably not. Who even knows what they would be like? With them declaring war on Belarus, basically checkmating all the East, making Eastern powers not seem to be so strong. And so when you become a superpower, you are basically the U.S. Except stronger, because that's a superpower. Although the U.S. is a superpower, I mean superpower. With a swift push into Belarus surrenders. And this Belarusian takeover means Ukraine now controls 100% of the Dnieper River. I believe. I don't think it crosses into Russia. It could, but I doubt. I don't think so. With a Moldovan push, this brings Romania into the war. Their friend Serbia. And Hungary does nothing. They don't like Ukraine, I guess. But Ukraine manages to pull this off. As might moving down into Romania. And at this point, even Bulgaria decides to join the war, as this becomes basically a Balkan war. But nobody else gets involved because what's the point? Bulgaria was told by the Ukrainians to join or get invaded. So yeah. With Bulgaria's attack being strong along with Ukraine. With Hungary joining the blue team for no reason but because they don't like Ukraine for some reason. Hungary learned its lesson the hard way. Serbia and Romania all have fallen. And a treaty is on taking parts of Georgia. Which, as you would expect, goes. Turkey also says an agreement is signed between Turkey and Ukraine over the division of Georgia. They basically say, you can have what I don't want. Which is quite a bit. I just want the coast. You can have what's not the coast. With Ukraine finished its goals, Turkey moves in. And Armenia moves. Azerbaijan moves in without anybody seeing that they're actually in the war. But yeah, they. Ukraine, as a superpower, decides it's time to expand into Poland. Why? Because it can. And Germany agrees under the condition that Eastern Europe, including Austria and Czechia, Slovakia has declared war on, and Lithuania. The new Russian government's too weak to worry about involving themselves, but Ukraine was ready for this large of a front, and so was Germany, as they've been preparing. With the Savosky Gap falling to Ukraine, Poland's struggling. And then Germany, who is technically weaker than Poland, I think they're the 25th. Poland's the 20th, which is pretty good for Poland. But considering Ukraine is a superpower, Ukraine's actually in real world stronger according to world firepower. Now the Hungarian puppet also making moves. With Poland being partitioned. Yep. And Finland's partitioned so badly. No, not Finland, Poland. Is being partitioned again on. And it's just sad. And Poland eventually, after months of fighting, falls. Estonia and Finland being guaranteed by Russia. As Ukraine declares war on Latvia. The second member to join is them. As Estonia ends up joining. Finland does. Everybody ends up joining. A biggest war for Ukraine. Azerbaijan's like, sure. I believe in real life Azerbaijan is pro-Ukraine. I'm pretty sure. In real life, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. With Kaliningrad Oblast falling and the fall of southern Russia has begun. With Azerbaijan and Ukraine both attacking. With an attack over here. And they go north into Latvia. With them quickly taking Tallinn, and yeah, it falls. They also took Riga almost instantly, and they make a spearhead right here. And they offer Finland some lands in Russia in exchange for switching sides. And as Russia, it's heard in Finland that Russia purposefully, guess what they did? Didn't defend Estonia or Latvia. The anger in Finland is really strong, with a push towards Moscow. With Moscow being within walking distance, they connect these two fronts. And they start going for a nice encirclement. With Finland basically being Finland, making this area has fallen basically, and moving through the north. Azerbaijan just beats Azerbaijan and moves through the desert, I guess, by Kazakhstan. And finally, Moscow is encircled. With a movement into Moscow and a quick move north to connect with Finnish forces and south to connect with Azeri forces. The fall of Eastern Russia, and then they just move all the way till Russia is just a state of warlords and stuff right here, over there, see? That's fallen apart, guys, so yeah. They signed a treaty with Russia. The Treaty of Moscow is signed. And a division's put on the Ural Mountains, with a Siberian state being made east of it. Russia is taking huge swaths of land. The Ukrainian superpower has been able to secure much of the lands they wanted. Germany has also expanded greatly. Which is pretty much all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, as it was a big expansion of Russia. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like and subscribe. With Novgorod and Moscovy being independent, Ukraine stretches from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea to the Caspian Sea to Siberia. Yep, exactly. Not exactly to Siberia, because that's Moscovy blocking them. Even though I don't even know if Moscovy has Moscow at this point. So that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like and subscribe. Why should you subscribe? Because we're 45 subscribers away from our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. Please like and subscribe, guys. Thanks. Wild Mapper out. Bye, guys.